Dee-1 and I stand on that. You and me, babe, that's black on black.
Jim Jones, you could do better, brother. I love you too much. I love you too much to not be honest with you. Rick Ross, you could do better, brother. Meek Mill, you could do better, brother. I love you too much not to be honest with you. Are you the face of prison reform? Because are you the face of prison reform? Or are you sitting here on your new song with Ross talking about getting somebody murked and shot at the red light? Which one is it, bro? Which one is it, bro? Because I did a shoe giveaway in my city and gave out 1,300 pairs of your shoes because they said reform underneath them. And I love that you partnered with a major shoe company and you out here pushing prison reform. But now I got to sit here like, man, this man glorifying getting people killed as of a week ago. Like, what are you doing, bro? Lil Snoop really got killed. That broke your heart. You wear him around your neck. Why are you glorifying the same thing when my best friend got killed? When Carl got killed, New Orleans know who I'm talking about. When Carl got killed, and I had to go to his funeral and read the eulogy and be part of the funeral. And I got back in my car, Sway, after the funeral, and I turned on my music, and I realized I'm listening to music that's glorifying the same stuff that just happened to my best friend. It gave me chills, and I needed that moment. That was my come to Jesus moment of like, D, you got to do something different, brother, because you have a taste for this poison, but you're attracted to the poison. And rap is great. The rap game, hip hop industry is great at cooking up some delicious poison.
That's Dee-1. We've had him on several times on the Karen Hunter show. We might need to have him back on. I like that. He was on Sway a few weeks ago and he said some things. And again, when I play these videos, whether it's Dr. Umar, which we played last time you were here, or even this, and I'm going to do the reply that Rick Ross had. It's not about them. I'm not bringing them on to debate. People bring them on to debate. No, this is about us. I'm going to talk about something I said yesterday, about accountability. I want to be accountable to the things that come out of my mouth as well. But it's really about us self-examining, right? This is not a knock on anybody. I'm not excoriating it. I love this is my word of the year, excoriating anyone or, demonizing anyone. I'm saying the actions that Dee-1 is talking about, that the glorification of certain things. And I feel like the growth of people, Rick Ross is 48. He'll be 49 in January. At what point do you grow? Yes, it's nice that you do all these wonderful things. What point do you grow up? Kevin Powell is here. Kevin Powell, Grammy nominated, and hold yourself accountable to the things that come out of your mouth.
D1's my man. I've known D for a while. We haven't talked in a while, but I've seen his evolution and shout out to him. And I saw the stuff on social media, and it forced Rick Ross and others to respond. I mean, listen, first of all, I'm proud of my Grammy nomination for Best Spoken Word Poetry Album. I'm proud of being in a space where I can not rap, I'm not a rapper, rhyme about, do poetry about stuff that matters to me, but also know that I have a responsibility, as an artist, as a writer, as a creative, to not just reflect what's going on in the community, but hopefully to correct what's going on too with the stuff that I do. And I think that what Dee-1 is talking about, we've been talking about for a long time. It's like, it's crazy out in these streets. And when you got people that are past 30, 40, and 50 saying stuff that's highly irresponsible and not caring about how it's impacting our community. I mean, let's just put it in basic terms, whether, folk, no matter how people feel about what Dee-1 was saying, listen, if you the average kid in the hood is growing up listening to the radio station in their hood, let's say any hood in America, you're listening to the same 12, 13, 14, 15 songs every single day. On the hip hop and R&B stations, I've noticed, because again, Karen Hunter knows I travel this country extensively. I'll just turn on the radio station. They don't believe about the N-word. They don't believe about the B-word. They almost don't even believe about cursing anymore. I'm like, where's the FCC at when it comes to the hip hop radio station, hip hop and R&B stations at this point? It's almost like it doesn't exist. I'm not with censorship, any of that kind of stuff. I'm like, but it's the same stuff over and over again. It's violence. Is glorification of the N-word, is disrespect of women in our communities, it's drug taking, a lot of alcohol taking and stuff like that. And so these very narrow stereotypes of what Blackness can be. And unless you've been exposed to music beyond what's on the radio, unless you're getting it in an arts program in school, et cetera, or you have someone saying to you, hey, let me hip you to, Keep your head up by Pac. Let me hip you to Public Enemy. Let me hip you to Queen Latifah. Shout out to Queen Latifah, who just got the Kennedy's honor. Most of us are not going to know. I didn't know. You know what I mean? You're going to listen to what's right in front of you. And so there's that reality. And then when you got cats saying, well, you don't know how much I do for the community. But guess what? I grew up in Jersey City, New Jersey, where I saw the crack era decimate my community. And guess what? The drug dealers who were making a lot of money off the death of Black people were also giving out turkeys on Thanksgiving, giving out gifts at Christmas time. Does that make it okay? You know what I'm saying? Does that make it okay that you're selling death and destruction and poison to the community, but you're giving out turkeys on Thanksgiving and giving kids toys for Christmas? You're still selling death and destruction to the community. It's not an either or here. You got to figure out whose side are you on? Are you really on the side of the people, or do you only care about your bag, about your coins, about making your money?
Listen, 866-801-8255. When I was a journalist, I got several calls to come out to, celebrate the turkey giving out. One time, the great Terry Williams called me. She represented everyone from Miles Davis to Eddie Murphy to, an amazing human being, amazing woman who represented a lot of people, got me into Eddie's marriage to Nicole. I got to cover things because we were cool, right? But when Puffy and that J-Lo Club New York thing happened, I'm a journalist. So she calls me because Puffy's going to Harlem to give out turkeys. I get a call a couple of hours later that there's the woman that got shot, one of the people that got shot in Club New York, this woman got shot in the face, wants to talk, and she's going to sit with me. So I had a choice. Do I go to Harlem with the turkeys, or do I sit with the woman that says Puffy had a gun? So I sat with the woman, front page. Terry calls and cusses, but basically she was so mad at me. Like, how could I do this? And I was like, I don't work for you. I'm a journalist. You're a public. Your job is to make your client look the best. You did the best you could. But at no point will I ever go, well, Terry and I are real cool, so I'm going to go do this turkey story instead of the actual news of the day. It's never going to happen, But, I respect, the industry. Someone's like, I'm a publicist. I can't believe you said that. We're not all bad. No, you're not all bad. What I'm saying is your job is different than the job of a journalist. It's a different job, and it's okay. It's okay to have that job. And if you're great at highlighting clients that most of us would not know, then you are great. I'm not talking about you. But you know that there are a lot of people in that industry that will push and promote things that are absolutely not beneficial to the public, and artists as well, but it's a job. So I don't want anyone to lose their job as a result of anything I'm saying. I'm just speaking my truth. Can I think I have the right and the license to do that. 866-801-8255. And if it doesn't apply to you, let it go, because I'm not talking about you. But I feel like, we're in a space where we need to self-examine across the board. Well, Rick Ross responded to Dee-1, who's a lovely, lovely human being. And I think he was a former math teacher.
Yes, he was.
He's teaching the children. He's out there teaching your babies math. This is not, he's been doing this since he was in his 20s. I think he just turned 35. So he's still a very young man. Yeah. Rick Ross responded, and I don't know if Smiz had time to take out the N-word. So you did take out the N-word, Smiz? Did not. Okay. So I'm going to let y'all know the N-word is in here because, again,
listener discretion is advised. A 48-year-old
man cannot obviously express himself without, this is a habit. He's such a good person. All right, play it.
Jim Jones, you could do better. Rick Ross, you could do better. I got to see you do better. Wait. Little man, whoever you is, until you feed the kids where you from for 20 years straight. Don't question Rose. Wait until you buy 10,000 bikes, 10,000 trikes. Give all the young girls who pregnant Pampers for Christmas for 20 years straight. Don't question boss. You heard me, little man? Get that basket off your head so you could think clear, little man. You going viral for speaking on his names, not because of your talent, not because of your gift. Go viral, player, off of your wisdom that you're sharing. You speaking on this, here, Meek Mill. You said, well, you know what I mean? He died this summer. They released Self-Destruction. It's dying right now. It's going to be, don't make it to see in the morning. Get that basket off your head, boy, and come together with real around the world. So when your grandma need a kidney, nigga, since you want to go viral, I'm going to show you how to go viral, little man. But go viral feeding them kids in your hood. Go viral giving them bikes away. Go viral Christmas time. Now, don't be saying Jim Jones just gave away goddamn 6 figures worth of clothes in his hood.
You know, as my mama and them would say, Lord, have mercy. Because I think part of the problem with my beloved hip hop is that, especially in the last 25 years or so, half of the 50 years, is given license to a lot of us not to grow up. It's like we're in a state of arrested development. You know what I mean? When you see heads that's 35, 40, 50 years old, sagging pants, heads who oftentimes just wear the same uniform over and over again, don't even look like grown folks at all, and are saying stuff like what we just heard from Rick Ross, you know, and we'll reduce it when someone is not, I don't even know how to say it, Karen Hunter, when someone's not intelligent, not a critical thinker, they're just going to say things like you're just being a hater. You know, they're just going to play the dozen and say, hey, Dee-1, get that basket off your head. When actually what's on his head is his hair in dreadlock form, you know what I mean, just tied up, you know, into a stacked up together, you know. And when someone says things like, you know, well, you know, you should go viral for other stuff. I mean, no, I think we are not, no one is above constructive criticism. If it's something that is actually hurting us and our people, and there's no amount of giving toys away, giving gifts away, giving Pampers, diapers away, giving turkeys at Thanksgiving away that can, listen, man, I'm going to say it again to you and the listeners, Karen Hunter, and I'm pissed off right now just thinking about this. Everywhere I go to, all the hoods are the same. If we know that systemically that's purposeful, there's massive poverty, there's mad housing projects, there's, you know, soul food places, chicken places, there's fast food restaurants, there's these corner stores that sell malt liquor and cigarettes and loose rolling paper, there's renter centers, there's check cashing places. It's the same stuff everywhere. Then if I'm an artist, i.e. a rapper or any artist that claims to be speaking about my community, and all I'm doing is perpetuating what the system is doing, then I become a part of the problem. I don't care if you're a platinum artist. I don't care if you're a millionaire. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how much turkeys you give away. That does not discount that you are also helping to sell death to your own community. The problem is that we have people who are not intellectually sound in any way. They know, you know, Queen Latifah, Chuck D, we can go down a list of people who are given microphones in these times, and they're just saying a whole bunch of insanity. Just a whole bunch of insanity justifying destructive behavior. You know, did hip hop create the conditions? No. But what we end up doing unwittingly is reinforcing the conditions if we refuse to talk about anything else but the stuff that we think is going to put more money in our pockets, because that's what the industry has said. And we got to bring in people like Leor Cohen. You've probably seen the clip where Leor Cohen was on the Breakfast Club at one of these shows where he admitted, you know, well, my family's got to eat. You can find the clip, Karen, and you know, I'm good. And guess what? You know, I don't want to tell artists what they can and cannot say. I'm like, well, this has been going on now for at least the last 25 years. This is why I wrote the piece in Political. I'm saying the same thing in the Political piece from a couple months ago. The Dee-1 is saying there's something wrong with this picture. You know what I mean? What other people are allowed to call themselves the equivalent of NIGGAs or BITCHs, are allowed to talk about violence toward each other, you know, are allowed to talk about alcohol and drugs, not just selling it, but taking it, and is put on, digitized, and is mass produced. And what other people on the planet besides us? No one. And so, you know, where are we at? You talking about we got to look at everything, Karen? I would argue that it hasn't been this bad since after Reconstruction ended in the aftermath of slavery. I don't think it's been this bad for Black people in terms of the destructive images and what's going on in our communities and the political climate. George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, added all together, the wacky leadership that we see that masquerades as political leadership, all of it tied together makes it necessary for Black people to have some real serious and honest conversations. What is happening here across the board? And the one thing we used to have, Karen Hunter, was our music. The one thing we had where we could go to and look for some salvation, some healing, some what's going on, Marvin Gaye, Bob Marley, Nina Simone, you know what I mean?
Stevie Wonder.
Yeah. Stevie Wonder. And it also doesn't have to be political. It doesn't have to be social commentary, but just where are the love songs at? Where's anything that helps to uplift us? Man, I can't even listen to a lot of the music because I'm like, it just makes me feel like we are doomed. There wasn't always like that.
It wasn't. And even when they were demonizing us in, you know, the Gold Dust Twins and marketing, Birth of a Nation, we thwarted that by how we carried ourselves.
Exactly.
You know, when we showed up to Congress, it wasn't barefoot with fried chicken. It was dignified. 866-801-8255. We were undoing all of the images that were said about us by how we carried.